after this, you go home and you study, but we're going to get into that later on. I just want to cover what happens on the day of the test. On the day of the test, you have to bring your booking receipts as well as your ID, and then you'll be ushered into a room. So usually there are computers, it's like a computer lab, and you each get allocated to one computer and you sit down. There will be blinders, so you can't really see what the person next to you is submitting, but I mean, it's not really that big. You can shift and look over, but I wouldn't recommend this because there are literally traffic officers around the room, so everyone's watching. You're being invigilated. It's an exam, okay? So don't even try cheat. There's no need to cheat.
There's no need to cheat.
During this test, you have 60 minutes to answer a multiple choice question. So there are actually 3 sections, and these are rules of the road, road signs and markings, and vehicle controls. From these segments, there are minimum marks, like you have to get a minimum of these marks across the section. So for rules of the road, you have to get at least 22 correct. For road signs and markings, you have to get at least 23 correct. And then vehicle controls, you have to get at least 6 correct. So this is to say, you can't get full marks for the first 2, and then for vehicle controls, you just get 2 out of 8. You will fail. You need to get minimums across all the segments, because remember, you can't just say, oh, I'm really good at vehicle controls, I'm a bit okay with road signs. No, you need to be good with everything. And then what I've written here is take your time. You have 60 minutes. It is enough time. You might finish early, but don't rush it. There is no prize in being first. Take your time, read carefully. I literally said I feel like the learner's license test is more an English test than anything, because there's usually more than one correct answer. You just need to pick the most correct answer. Okay, so take your time. Don't click on the first one that looks like it's right, because there could be something else that's even more right. For example, if I ask you what phone this is, and you click option A, it's an iPhone, that's correct. But what if option D was, it's an iPhone 14 Pro Max? And option C was iPhone 14 Pro Max, 512 gigabytes with a transparent cover and a pound at the back. All of those answers are correct, but the most correct one is the C. Okay, so read all the responses and then make a selection. Don't rush this thing. And then lastly, do check your responses. I think there is a function where you can go back and check your responses just to double check that you're happy. But I could be wrong. It has been many years since I last did this. But what I do know for a fact is once you click submit, your results come up instantly. There's no waiting process. You're literally going to get a green screen or a red screen. And the thing is, everyone can see. That should matter, okay? No one really cares. But that's why I'm saying don't rush it. There's no joy in being the first green screen, because you're still going to chill there and wait for everyone else to be done. Once you've passed, you're then told to go stand in another line where you now go and pay an issuance fee. I think it's about 250 Rand as well. And here you then get back that A4 document which will have your details to say you've passed. This is your learner's license, and it expires on this date. That document is important. Keep it safe, okay? And you need to keep it on you every time you're practicing on the road. So don't just take that and frame it. No, you need to keep it with you. So when you're in a car with someone else, you have proof that you have your learner's license and are in the process of getting your driving license. If you have failed, okay, sorry, but get over it. It's not a time to cry. You can do it again. Okay, people fail. It's nothing new. Go and stand in that line, and that issuance fee that you had, use it to book for another day. Don't wait it out. Just book on the same day that you fail. Obviously, give yourself like a chance to go and study, but book on the same day so that you know already that I'm leaving here, I'm going to study again. Okay, you're going to be fine. You're allowed to do it multiple times, so relax. Now let's get into the study tips. Okay, so you can either use the K53 book or magazine, or you can use the K53 app. I recommend doing both. The K53 magazine or book can be bought at like your local retailers. So you can find it at Checkers, at Spar, at Pick and Pay, usually in the magazine section, or at CNA or PNA or all of these bookstores, even exclusive books, I'm sure. Yeah, but anyways, it is written K53. You'll see it as big, as massive, but I'll put a picture of it over here. As part of this book, there's also like a couple of tests as well as like the responses or the answers, just so you can mark yourself. I wouldn't really recommend doing the test on the book because once you're done, you can't do it again. So rather write it out on a piece of paper and then you can tick yourself and you can keep assessing yourself. But I will tell you that once you've crammed or figured out the right answers, that thing gets boring, which is when you move on to the K53 app, where the assessments change over time and you can use this as a way to test yourself and you get the responses immediately, so you don't have to go through the pain of marking your own thing. It's literally automatic pass fail. It simulates the actual learner's assessment, so I think it's really great in that sense. So yeah, use both. I know some people who have just only used the book or people who've only used the app, but if you can, use both. And yeah, avoid cramming, okay? I know people who try and get imbuzi or try get like cheat sheets where they are now studying the answers. I don't like this because one, why are you cheating on this? You can literally do it. Secondly, you're cramming certain responses because you're assuming that the assessment you're going to see on your day is going to be one of three, right? But what if there's a fourth one that's being introduced and now you don't have that cheat sheet? But also, most importantly, you're literally cheating something that's actually going to impact your life and your driving experience and your confidence on the road. Remember, you're going to be on the road, you're going to be driving, and if you don't know that this sign means flood or this sign means sharp road, you could actually put yourself in a dangerous situation where you're now getting into an accident and hurting yourself or your loved ones or your children. Okay, obviously touch wood, I don't wish any of that on any of you, but all of this could have been avoided had you actually taken the chance to actually study and understand what those rules mean. Okay, this is not a test you want to cheat in life. The only person who gets disadvantaged is you. So just do it properly. Do it properly. Another tip is once you have your learner's license, do actually learn how to drive, whether you're going to a driving school or you're also just, doing informal lessons with your family members, which have usually put strains on many relationships. Like, I know I did not want to be taught by any of my parents because they would shout and I would just... My uncle taught me though. Love him so much, but everyone gets taught by different people. My older brother also taught me, but he also did like post driving teaching, because he was like, there's driving school driving and then there's real road driving. But I mean I'll save that for another video. Okay, but enjoy that process, enjoy the trust that it comes with it, but also do it responsibly. Don't be too scared to get behind the wheel once you actually have the document. Like, you clearly know what you're doing, so go on, continue. Also want to say, if you can't do this early, then that's better. So if you're still in high school, like in your final year or your university, this is the best time to do it because your brain is still used to studying. You're still in that move or that groove of studying and you can pass this very easily. The older you get, the more fluffy you become. So I'm just going to say go for it as soon as you can. But also, insurance-wise, insurance companies do view you as a lot less riskier if you have had your license for a longer time, because they assume you've been driving that whole period. So let's assume you're buying your car at the age of 23 or 22. If you had your license at the age of 18, they assume you've been driving for almost 4 years. See how that person is a lot less riskier than someone who got their license 2 months before they got their car. Also, when you're hiring a car, sometimes they require you to have a minimum number of years of experience. So like, if you got your license last year, you might not be able to hire a car, and that's very awkward. Now you're going on a road trip but you can't even hire that car because you don't have 2 years driving experience. Go all quiet, DJ. So the earlier the better. And then also, when you have booked your date, so obviously remember I told you have a number of dates that you'd like to come in on, just so you're not wasting time when you're at the teller. But once you have selected your date, don't go telling people. Don't tell people that you've made a booking, because you're adding pressure on yourself. And what if you don't pass? Now everyone is anticipating, everyone is waiting for you to come home and tell them, okay, come home. You can tell your parents and your family, obviously, but like your friends, everyone's like, oh my word, she's off today, she's getting your learner. Now you have to come and disappoint them and tell them that actually didn't really go well. So I always say, don't tell people. They'll just see that you're gone. If you get it, you're gonna come back and tell, I got my license or I got my learners. But if you failed, take it to the chin. Nobody knows. It's between you and that computer. Okay. My final comments. Enjoy it. Okay, this is an exciting time. You're getting closer and closer to getting into a car and driving off and having like a cool driving experience and those road trips and all of that. So enjoy it.
Oh my word, sorry, last two comments. Number one, don't drive yourself to the actual test. You're still there to get your learner's license. So if you're coming there with the car and you're driving yourself alone, you're literally flagging to the traffic cops that you're breaking the law. And it's literally their home base. Come on. And secondly, I just want to add that some of the traffic departments are still outdated, so they might not have computers. In those cases, I think it is a written exam, but it's still multiple choice, similar to the computer. Also, if you do have a medical problem that does prevent you from taking the test, maybe you need to do it orally. If you're dyslexic or you're old and can't read or you don't understand English, there are provisions that the department has made for you. You just need to obviously investigate and see what you need to do. You might have to provide an affidavit, which is a bit funny because if you can't write, then how are you doing an affidavit? But hey, that's a story for another day. Thank you so much, guys. Shop.
That's it from me. Let me know what you guys think. Have you enjoyed it? And if you've made it to this part of the video, comment K53 so I know that you're still here. Thank you so much. Let's catch each other in the next video where I'll probably be talking about like your driving license and how you can prepare for that. And make sure you are checking out another video that I've made on things you don't learn at your driving school. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please tip me with a like, comment, and subscription.